there is no doubt that the vote to leave the EU is very, very bad news for the economy short term, and probably bad news for the European economy, and probably bad news for the US economy. And the reason is this: nobody right now knows what the free trade area of Europe will look like in the future. Nobody knows whether these trade agreements in place between the EU and other nations will hold longer term. So where do we end up with world trade going forward? Will the UK, if the EU survives in its current format, be able to negotiate free trade with the rest of Europe? Now, the reason this is bad news for the economy is because companies need longer term certainty when making decisions on investments and where they're positioning their new factories, their new offices. So for a while, it's likely that big business will be reining in capital expenditure, and that will have a detrimental effect on the economy, both sides of the channel. For the Americans, it's bad news because the dollar just got very strong. So this is going to make American imports cheaper and American exports more expensive. As American exports become more expensive, and if you've got a slowing economy in the UK and Europe, which is likely, then that's bad for American jobs. So it's not good for the US economy either. So in the short term, we're going to see downward pressure on economic growth and perhaps a recession in Europe and possibly in the US.